Hey, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, depending on where you are located in the world. We have a really excited session here this evening. We have a personal guest from Ghana that is here, is doing absolutely phenomenal, and she's up at 12 o'clock, well, past 12 o'clock in the morning, in her time zone. So very excited. We can't wait to introduce her to you. First of all, before we begin, I want to recognize all of you here that are here. Brakshi from Bangladesh, great to see you here. And UNM, I can see you here also. Welcome, welcome. Fortunate, welcome. Great to see you here. Let's see. Regeneration Zone, welcome from Vegas. I think it's Martin. I think that's Martin. Welcome. Ronnie, great to see you here from Jensen Beach, Florida. We miss Florida. We're looking forward to go back in January. We usually go there for 5 months out of the year. Let's see here. We have Marie-Paul from Ottawa. Welcome, Marie-Paul. MC from Texas. Great to see you here. Let's see. We have David. We have James. Great to see you guys. Let's see here. Let's see. Don. Great to see you from South Carolina. Welcome. Sylvie Cossette de Quebec. Bienvenue. Let's see here. Let's see. We have Calvin. Great to see you here. We have Ahmed from Dubai. Great to see you here. Wonderful. Let's see. Just trying to make sure I get. Okay, Michael. Great to see Michelle. Great to see you here. Michelle Day. We have Courtney. Hey, Courtney, I did answer your message. Hopefully that was good. Let's see here. Levy, great to see you here. And Ray, we have here Carlton. Great to see you from UK, London. Welcome. My God, that's like middle of the night for you. Geez, welcome. Great to see you here. We have Jeff and we have Yusuf. Great to see you here. John from Delaware. So tell me, why don't we begin here quickly by sharing how did we get introduced to GotBackup?
Yeah, first of all, I just want to say welcome everybody personally. And we're so excited to have you here. GotBackup is growing so fast and it's so exciting. Lots of global energy and motivation and growth that's been taking place. Super excited to have our guest speaking tonight, sharing some insights with all of you. Chris and I were introduced to GotBackup a little over 2 years ago. And Joel, the owner of the project of GotBackup, is the owner of Global Virtual Opportunities. And we've been friends for so long. We've watched our kids grow up, and he was really successful in the online world. And Chris and I were always successful, mainly belly to belly network marketing, traveling the world in that space. And when he contacted us, we were open. And when he was telling us about this new digital product, he asked us if we'd have a look at it. So basically what you're listening to tonight, what you're going to see is exactly what we learned about. And we said, oh my gosh, we need to be part of this. This is going to be massive. We understand trends. We understand the vision of where this company is going. So we've been nonstop since we've been part of this.
Absolutely. And Tammy, I've been in this industry full time for quite a long time.
Mm-hmm.
We understand what it takes to build. And also, it's important to be in front of an opportunity that everyone can be part of. And the fact here is it's a numbers game, folks. But the fact here is if you look companies like Netflix and the companies that have very small entry fees to use their services, these are the companies that are booming right now.
Yeah.
So this is exactly what we saw with GotBackup. We want to share with you everything that it offers at a price point that everybody can afford. And again, opportunity that could grow unlimited, just like Dropbox, who has over 700 million user for a $10 a month service. Think about this here, folks. So we saw an opportunity where families can be empowered globally with massive growth because the trends of the cloud is absolutely massive. And we saw people can turn their dreams into reality. Like this slide over here from left to right, you see the father showing off his set of keys. Now his family is in a brand new home, or traveling where you want to, opposed to where you can afford to, or adding new members of the family. We understand the cost of living today. People are questioning, can we afford having another child? That should not be a reason, right? You should not be because of the money. It should be because you desire or not. But today, things have changed. And the last part here is retirement. Tammy and I are planning for that. The fact is we love to do what we do, but it's nice to have a nest egg that we can rely on no matter what happens. So we want to show you how you can drive an income from this opportunity. Back to you, Tammy.
Yeah. And I love the investment part. You know, when you have extra income. There's so many things that you can do to get yourself ahead, to plan for the future, to create a legacy. And that's really what it's all about, is building a legacy that will go on for generations. We have 6 grandchildren, we have 4 kids, and we really have a drive to see that happen. And our goal is really to help average people that have a drive and a desire to have more in life. And Chris and I are that person. I mean, we're average, and when we talk to people, we're just average people who just flipped on the switch and said, okay, I'm tired of the system, and we want to live abundant, and we've been building it ever since.
I'm glad you said that, Tanya, because we are average people. And the fact is, we're done very well for ourselves, and we want to transcend that information to you. So the company began in 1997 in Gatineau, Quebec. This is where we met Joel. And now they moved into Texas. And the reason I remember I was using their services, hosting a website years and years ago, and Joel telling me that they had so much demand, so much growth, that the fiber optic, these are the cables on the ground to be able to support the traffic of people asking for information and to be able to join in at the same time. Well, the city told them that, hey, we can do an upgrade, but after that, you're stuck with the limit that we're going to have. And that's why he made the executive decision to move in Texas into a 10,000 square feet data center. So instead of me explaining all of that, let's watch that video quickly for you to hear it right from the mouth of the owner. Let's check this out together.
Hey guys, welcome to the corporate office of GotBackup. Now everybody wants to know, are we super secure? And how do we offer such an amazing service at such a low price? So this is in our tech room. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna take you on a tour of our server room to show you just how secure it is, and we welcome you into the family. So let's go over to the server room. So the first thing I wanna explain to you guys is that we're fully PCI compliant. For physical PCI compliance, what does that mean? It means we're allowed to physically store credit cards in our data center because we're uber secure. So we've passed all the tests for that, and we're legally allowed to store credit cards and your storage. So one of the first requirements for PCI compliance is you have to have 2 coded doors before you get into your server room. We also, as a company, like to have fun, so we call it Area 51. So anyway, I'm gonna code this door with my back here so you guys can't see what the code is. Come in this way. This is a simple inventory room, guys. We build servers here and so forth. And then our second coded door is over here, okay? And so we have a coded door here as well to get into the server room. So here we are in the server room, guys. This is where all the magic happens. So couple of things people ask. Joel, how secure is my data, and could you ever lose our data? So as an example, let's come here. It's impossible to lose your data, and here's why. If you look at this storage array, and we have hundreds of storage arrays in here, there's 14 hard drives across this storage array. 4 of these hard drives could fail, which statistically never happens, but let's say it did. 4 of these hard drives need to fail before we start to lose some data. But guess what? We're not going to lose any data because this is striped to here. This whole rack of hard drives here is copied here. Just the same here. All these hard drives here are copied here. So there's not a single point of failure relative to your data. There's also no single point of failure in the server room. As an example, there's A power and B power. Every server is plugged into A power. Every server is plugged into B power. Also, relative to cooling of this room, if you come over here, you'll see we have 1, 2, 3, 4 air conditioners in this server room. So the air is never going to be a problem. The other thing as well is we're very, very efficient. If you look up at the ceiling, let's come back over here, you'll see vents up there, and the cold air is strategically placed in front of the servers here, so it sucks in all the cold air, and it goes over into the hot aisle behind this wall here. So very, very efficient server room as well. And finally, if God forbid there was ever a fire in this room, we have here what's called a fire suppression system. What this system does, it's just a bunch of electronics behind here, but we can open it up, okay, is if God forbid there was a fire, and in 25 years there's never been a fire, but it will snuff out all the oxygen in this room, If there's no oxygen, then the fire goes out, right? So we don't use water to destroy the equipment. So that's the basics of the server room. Super, super secure and super redundant relative to your data. So the other aspect to security is we use the exact same security as Amazon, as Google, as all the big players, Microsoft. It's patented security, it's military grade, 256-bit encryption security. So your stuff is very secure.
You can actually see the rest of this video in the back office of GotBackup, and all our trainings explain where you can find all this stuff. But folks, here's the thing. We want to come back to the presentation and kind of share some of the major global trends. Folks, if you are an investor or looking for planning for your future, you tend to want to go in front of what is about to become, the trends that are upcoming. And the cloud storage, folks, we are just getting started. Let's start with this slide here, Tammy.
Yeah, and this is an absolute huge trend. As you can see, almost 15 billion smartphones devices in the world today. And what is everybody doing? They're filling them up. That's the bottom line. And we're living in a paperless world. And because of that, you'll see, Chris is going to share you some of the graphs that are next in the slides, so you can see the bigger pictures of how fast this is going.
That's an understatement. And this is, even though it's a bit of an older slide, you can see the trend from 2011 to 2023 from 6% to 60%. This is global traffic, right? So let's look at the size of cloud storage market worldwide from 2022 to 2030, folks. These are revenues. In 2022, it was around $90 billion. In 2030, they're predicting close to $500 billion. Folks, this is the Grand Canyon leap. This is massive. And I think that's a conservative number. I think it will be more in the $750 of a trillion. So the fact here is everything is on the cloud today because it's so convenient. One of the main reasons is our cell phone addiction.
Yeah. And when Joel showed us that slide, I said, oh my gosh, we have to be part of this. It's going to be massive. And, you know, we always say cell phone addiction. Everybody's got their devices attached to their hip. It's just a saying, but we have our devices around us all the time. And when they're not around us, what are we doing? We're searching for them. I know often I say, Chris, did you see my phone? And, you know, especially as business people, you know, we could be in business today and we can be anywhere in the world. All we need is our device.
That's an understatement. And because of that, folks, is our addiction to our devices. Like, for example, Tammy and I were cleaning our storage, our storage area, and we find all these pictures, you know, 8x5. And I don't know if you recall, you take pictures and you have all these paper pictures. And I mean, today, that's not, in fact, what Tammy was doing is she's taking all these pictures on her cell phone and giving those pictures to her grandkids and her kids. We're kind of doing the same thing. So my point here, folks, is data loss is a growing concern. What happened if, God forbid, my phone's lost and it's never been backed up? Look at this, folks. 45% of cell phone users have accidentally damaged their cell phone or lost their data. Folks, this is close to half. This is pretty dramatic. This is gone, poof, forever. 5,700 screens are cracked every hour. Laptops, cell phones stolen every 43 seconds. Here's another. In fact, my mother is 83, and she was getting that message from her iPad, and she says, son, I know you're in a business of the cloud, and can you set me up? It's just to give you an idea. She's 83. So everybody's adjusting to what's going on. Back to you, Tammy.
Yeah, I think that's amazing when she was saying that. And yeah, she's got a lot of stuff now that we could take pictures of and put it up. So it's like projects that you're doing with family members and just storing those memories and not ever having to worry. That's what I love about GotBackup is I'm more structured than I ever been. And I love it because when I search for something, I know exactly where it is. Before I was at Dropbox, Google Drive, like I had everything all over the place. Now it's so simple.
Exactly. And folks, the second trend is to make more money. This is such an important aspect that we want to cover here. 43% of Americans have side businesses, 62% of Gen Z. These are our children. So our generation, Tammy and I, our children, they all have little side businesses, side gigs. So what about the rest of the world? This is exactly what we're talking about here. You can leverage from these massive trends with GotBackup. This is what we're talking about, Tammy. Let's cover quickly what the product is all about.
Yeah, and you're probably going to be, if you're seeing this for the first time, you'll be excited. I know we were. So you get 6 terabytes of data storage, which is massive. You get in your account, you can create 5 additional sub accounts for your family, and if you can decide how much you want to give to each member, they don't even have to live in your household. All of this for $10, actually $9.97. We round it off. And the best part for us, because we are entrepreneurs building businesses from home for so many years, it's a home-based business that pays you to tell other people. Imagine being able to share this with all your friends and the value that you're going to bring to them and their families. I think it's awesome.
I totally agree, Tammy. And some of you are saying, well, I'm using iCloud, I'm using Dropbox, I'm using Google Drive. Well, folks, I've been using all three, but GotBackup has 6 terabytes, 6 terabytes for the price of two. That's what we're talking about. Now, monthly, you're looking at $10 a month. But folks, personally, I would go for the year package. Why? It's even cheaper. It's $8 and change if you do the math, because you pay just shy of $100. Now, iCloud, Dropbox, and Google Drive, these prices may vary. Don't quote me on the exact amount because things might have changed a little bit. I think probably change on the maybe on the higher side. But you can see here within 6 terabytes, and the other thing is we're not stuck to one device that is connected to cloud, folks. You can have anything you want, your computers, your iPads. It could be Android, Apple. It doesn't matter. It all fits. Unbelievable value. And there's so much more than a cloud service. And we want to touch on that. So Tammy, let's summarize what we got here.
Yeah, and again, so 6 terabytes, $9.97. You can add up to 5 additional members, and iPhone, Android, and you saw the security video. So basically, the only thing that we really want to tap into is it's a 30-day money back guarantee. So if you get everything all set up and you decide you don't want it, and you want to go back to lesser value, it's totally up to you. I love the fact that we have a really good retention rate.
I totally agree. And usually at this point, folks, I would share a little video, but I'm going to skip that video about the installation. On Friday, we're going to talk about it. We're going to play the video. Today, we want to spend more time on, so for you to hear the nuggets from a really successful associate from Ghana. So folks, at this point, you see, this is the only cloud storage that pays you. Making money with GotBackup is absolutely awesome. And they pay you in US dollars with an incredible portal that you can use. There's a choice, which is either Pay Quicker or Wise. And then you can deposit that into your bank account. You can put it into a credit card. Absolutely awesome. But Tammy, for the sake of discussion here, let's just kind of summarize the 7 ways to earn with GotBackup.
Yeah, and you see the 3 that are highlighted. That's basically the foundation. It's getting things started, and the rest of the bonuses are as your team starts flourishing. And Chris will just briefly go on that tonight. Friday, we'll give a little bit more. Customer acquisition bonus, CAB for short. That's when somebody decides they want to become a member, just like you. If you haven't decided to become a member, you definitely want to get started. And so if somebody decides to become a member, you're going to get 200% upfront. If they decide to do monthly, you're going to get 50% upfront if they decide to do yearly. I'm going to make an example after. And then 25% on a VIP package. This is somebody who wants to take their marketing to another level. And you can see at the bottom part, 25% ongoing, and that's for customers. So let's just show them a couple quick slides, Chris. Okay, so example, you have 20 people. They want to get started. They decide they want to do the $10 a month. They decide monthly. Keep in mind, most people go yearly. So it's 50% upfront. So you get $20 times 20 people, that's $400 in commission. So if everybody goes yearly, that's $50 times 20 people. Okay, so it's pretty big, a big difference, right? $1,000 compared to $400.
It's certainly well received. So totally
yeah, for sure, for the same effort when you think about it. And customers, let's say you got 20 customers. Keeping it really simple, 25% ongoing, $2.50 times 20 customers, $50 ongoing every single month. And the thing is, you're not limited to the amount of people you bring in. Some people are bringing in few people. Some are bringing in thousands.
I
Yeah.
totally agree, Tammy. And the second portion, folks, it's called cycle earning. And this is very, very exciting. It's basically the fact that you have a two team tree. If you introduce two people, one on the left side, one on the right side. If you introduce three people, well, the third person has to go below the right one or the left one. If you introduce four, then you balance, right? So that's what create what we call spillover. That's where you see indirect. That's someone above you sharing the same leg as you. As you noticed, the direct underneath indirect is someone that you brought in. So we all benefit from each other's effort as we are all working together. So let me explain to you the cycle bonus. It's based on the two-tier option, a two-tier, not option, a two-tier qualification. And I'll explain to you exactly how you get that in a minute. Tier 1 and Tier 2. Tier 2 is actually, from what I've seen, about 3 times as much as Tier 1. Very cool. The steps are, number one, you need to be active. Just like you're active with your Netflix or Amazon Prime or whatever service you pay on a monthly basis, you're active and you're at the same time qualified. Now, number two is and this is very important. That's a qualification. You need to enroll two people, one on your left team, one on your right team. It's as simple as that. And number three, to earn a cycle, to generate a check, and wow, check, I'm back in the 80s, to generate a deposit. What's happening here is you need 6 members. Either you brought in all 6 divided by 2 on one side, 4 on the other. It's a ratio of 4-2. Or the 2 people you brought in might have also brought some, which totals up to the total of 6. Or people above you, just like I said earlier, might be sharing the same leg. It's a combination of all of that. The moment you got 6 members, that's one cycle. There are people right now who have tens of thousands of people. My question to you is, how many do you want? Think about, again, Dropbox, 700 million users. Put that into this equation and do the math, right? So the fact is, what's the value of a cycle is based on the company's profitability, and it's also based on your rank that will determine how much you earn per cycle. Number 3, folks, this is really interesting because if you bring me to the business and I'm very seriously building my business, well, if you reach a level of Sapphire, now you qualify to earn 25% from the volume that I generate into my team up to $1,000. Very, very cool. Now, folks, as you move up in rank as an emerald, now you're at 50% up to $2,000. This is for every person you bring in. Now, I'm not saying you're going to make $2,000 from every person you bring in. It's based on their activities and what they choose to do in building their business. That's why attending this presentation and trainings are so important, to stimulate the entire team. Folks, look at the bottom here, the black diamond. $20,000 for every person who has an organization. Folks, this is massive. Again, think back of Dropbox with 700 million users. It took them in 7 years, it took them to start getting into momentum. We've only been for just over 2 years, and things are expanding all over the world right now. The other bonuses are simply added bonuses as you move up in rank, called generation bonus, dynamic compression bonus, rank bonus pool, leadership pool. And if you go back to our trainings, and these are recorded calls, we explain all of that in details. Tonight, we don't want to bore you with numbers. The bottom line here is all this information is very well explained. So Tammy, as we come to an end here, can you explain to people, what do they need to do to earn with this company?
Yeah, sign up. That's the first step. And then, of course, you want to tell other people. You're going to be so excited, you'll want to tell other people for sure. And so, like Chris said, you've got the 2-team structure. You bring a couple people in, one left, one right. Very simple. And then you do the same thing. You go out and do the same thing. You're going to talk to more than 2 people, because this is a very exciting project. And you want to be able to earn some extra income, right? Especially with, kids going back to school, all those things that are costing right now. You want to make sure that you're earning extra money. So duplication is the key. It's all about duplication. When you bring people in, get them to do the same thing. And at $20, that's an annual fee. You decide whether you want to go monthly or yearly, and really get started.
Yeah, I totally recommend a yearly. Definitely.
Yeah, for sure.
And folks, we are currently in 161 countries. Bangladesh is the most recent country that have opened, folks. There's 194, 95 countries in the world. You understand that we're about to be in every single markets in the world. So this is absolutely exploding. One thing that's very important, folks, is recognition and achievement. Sorry, it's a little dry in my throat. Babies cry for it, adults die for it, and that is so important. That's why these ranks are important, folks. Bronze, you sponsor one person. Copper, you sponsor one on the left, one on the right. That is your building block. If you're wondering what do I need to do to succeed into this, produce coppers. Every time someone comes in, they bring two. The moment in your team someone becomes copper, you become a silver. You become a gold when there's five people on your team and three of them are qualified as coppers, and there's a total of 25 people on your team. As a platinum, you remember when I talk about tier one and tier two? You become a tier two the moment you become a platinum. So the amount that you're earning in your cycles multiply by three based on the difference that we've seen in the past 2 years. And the thing is, you just need to have 10 people sponsored into your business, and you need to have four people qualify as a copper, and a total of 40 people on your team. As a sapphire, folks, this is really awesome because as a sapphire, now you start earning matching cycle. If you recall, from 1,000 to 20,000, that occurs when you're there. When the 10 people we talked about when you're platinum, it's the same 10. You don't need, you could get more, but as long as you're maintaining your 10, and now there's five people that are copper, and there's 50 people on your team, now you're earning sapphire income. And as you move up, folks, as your team expands, it becomes absolutely amazing. We'll introduce you to an amazing, amazing lady that hit Emerald just recently. And, Regeneration Zone, I appreciate what you're saying here because you're absolutely correct. There's so much more than a cloud storage here. Tammy, go ahead and share what it is.
Yeah, absolutely true. I was blown away. Joel is the most generous person I've ever met, the owner of this company. So you get personalized referral link, you got personalized landing page, you got an email marketing system free that's built into your back office to connect with all the people that are clicking on your links. And you've got a great variety of links as well for your funnels. It's amazing. You've got marketing tools, you've got regular online presentation, just like this evening. We do one every Friday on our channel. Invite everybody there. There's team members, different languages around the world that are doing the same thing. So again, team training, same thing every Saturday. Chris and I do trainings with the company, and we have others that are doing the same thing within their teams and different languages.
An amazing training, and all our trainings are recorded on the
Mm-hmm.
GBU, the GotBackup cloud. So, folks, here's the thing: it's a product that everyone needs. It's a business that everyone can afford. At this point here, folks, I want to introduce a very special guest. Her name is Miss Enyonam Ifiana Sefenu. And we met in Accra, Ghana, I would say back in 2017 or 18. Uh, yeah, and she's just an amazing, amazing leader. And she's just rocking so well. We got back doing so well. And we invited her today because we want her to share her story as to exactly what she's going through. First of all, she just reached her emerald level. And also, she's the very first associate in GotBackup in the world that got our the very first five to qualify for the personal branding page that GotBackup is going to be doing. So congratulations, and Yonam, really, really appreciate you. And we would love for you to share your experience, your thoughts, and what it is you're going through in building your business with GotBackup.
Okay. Thank you so much, Chris. Thank you. I think this is my second year in this month. I remember very well, I've worked with you for a long time in our previous company. So I think I saw someone mention that you brought it here. So I private chatted you and you booked me. I think it was on Saturday. I won't forget that. To be frank, I didn't understand anything when
Oh,
you were
really?
presenting. I've used Google Drive before, but I just couldn't understand how I'll make money out of it. I was listening all right. Cycling, you've used other Complan and now being introduced to another one. And that day it was a funeral day, so my mind was really not on, but I had to be on the call. But one thing that I had assurance of is that I've lost data. I think in April before you spoke to me, I
Mm,
had a laptop that I teach on. I have all my notes. I've been teaching for a while, over 6 years of data, and within a twinkle of an it was about 600 gig plus of data within a twinkle of an eye. I just saw the blue screen. That was it. They tried retrieving. I had to buy an app. They said $50. What they retrieved wasn't anything useful. So all the useful data I had on vanished. They couldn't trace it. They said the um, hard drive was spoiled. There's nothing they could do. So when you told me that amount, I said, if I could get this amount of space and still keep data, then even if the money doesn't even come, I'm secure. I know I'll use it for a very long while before it finishes, because I had Google Drive on my phone, but because they were asking for me to buy more space, I didn't want to add my laptop. And that
mm,
was what ended up in this. So
mm,
it was a pain I had already felt. So when you mentioned it, it's like you are answering a major problem that I was facing. So the business was just an icing on the cake for me. It was just something extra, even
mm,
though I didn't understand it. But one thing I was willing to do is I was ready to learn. So I remember very well those times we had only the US presentation. So around this time, I'm up. My husband will be up. He will see me up, not knowing he too was learning aside. He likes background. He doesn't like coming out. So he was learning alongside. He was my first sign up. I didn't know he was
nice.
doing it. All I saw was that I had an email that I have a sign up. I checked and it was my husband. I was even wondering how he got my link, not knowing he's on my Max Leaders page. So I posted it there and they saw it, and he saw it and used it to sign up. So he was my first sign up, and he gave me confidence. Then within some few days on my status, I didn't talk to anybody. Two other people also clicked on and also signed. Then I said, oh, so this thing could earn me money. That was when I woke up. I thought, yes, this is something that I could really develop. And I remember about 2 years before that, we were talking on one of our leadership calls and we wanted a digital business. I remember very well. And you said you would try to get something because someone was talking to you. So it all registered. I'm sure that was when Joe was talking to you about GotBackup. So it was later understood what you meant by that.
Mm,
So it was something I really needed, because where the world is going, if you are not earning on your phone or laptop online, then you are virtually teaching yourself, cheating yourself, because we actually buy data, we use it for many other things. We pay. Some of us are paying for Zoom, Netflix, and we are not earning from that. And this is one of those telling you that you can generate an income from using the same service. Why not take advantage of it?
mm,
Because that is where the world is going. Whatever income you are earning, this is just an addition to it. So it doesn't matter whether you understand. It baffles me at times when people say, I'm not a computer person. I said, no one is. We all came to meet
true.
it. Maybe it's the young people who came, it was here before they came. But if you are more than, let's say 30, 40, you came to meet, it was here before it came, and everybody is learning it. So why not also partake in it and learn it? And if you can generate some income from it, you do it. That is how I saw it and decided that yes, I'll really invest my time and even money and learn it as much as possible, because before the world knows, more people will know about this, and you will become a teacher when they come now. So right now we are preparing ourselves to teach those who will come later. So why not take advantage of it? And you want to sit on the fence? These are some of
Absolutely.
the things that goes through my mind.
I really, really appreciate you sharing this with the audience here. Some people might be looking at this for the very first time, wondering if it's something you want to do. Some people maybe have tried these kind of businesses before and maybe they didn't have the success that they expected that they could have. And I know there's ups and down in this business and life like anything else. What are some words that you can share with some of those people that are questioning, is it something that I can really do? In other words, how do you deal with the ups and downs to stay focused and building your business? 'Cause you're doing so well.
Mhm.
Yeah, one of the things that we'll have to keep in mind is that every experience is a learning experience. Usually, when you have success, it goes through you don't even know what you did before the
It's
success
true,
came.
huh?
But when you fail, you always remember it. I often tell people, when you fail for the first time, don't think you've wasted your time. It has built you up. Now you know this is not the way to go. Next time you won't go there, you go through another way, which will quicken your step than someone who is starting for the first time. If you fail, for instance, if it's about prospecting, you speak to someone, that is one of the things that puts people off. But I tell people, take it as a learning experience,
Brilliant.
because if you spoke in a particular way and the person was harsh or ghosted you, know that next time don't use those words. It's a learning experience you've gone through. It should build you up. It shouldn't rather put you down. Someone who is going to do it for the first time, the person will make that mistake, but you won't. And you are a step ahead than that person. Failures should build us up because, to be frank, it would make us become better.
Hmm.
It builds our character. I
Mhm.
often ask people, if you are giving 1 million people right now in this business, how would you take care of them? When even one person, you yourself, you are not able to take care of yourself, but you want more people to sign up with you, how would you train them? You don't even know how to enroll, you don't even know how to generate your link, but you want more people. Instead of waiting for people to come, why won't you use that period to learn, so that as you learn, when they come, then you know that do one, do two. When you are not getting business, like you are not getting inflows, these are the things you, it is a period you should learn, so that when people, other people come, you teach them what to do. It is not only to be waiting for only sign up so that money. We are getting a lot of things from this. Look at Chris and Tammy. There are people who have been in this industry for over 30 years or close to 30 years. They have so much experience. Anything you ask them, they will give you. They've made lot of um, things to make it so easy for us to do. Lot of people are not even taking advantage of it. Right now in my team, when I enroll people, when people come, I just go to bots. I don't go and type anything. I just push whatever they've prepared there, which makes the work easy. Imagine if I should be typing all those things. It's time. I'm actually in school right now. As I'm here, I'm entering data. I'm doing my MPhil, which is coming to an end, but I still manage my team because of those things. It makes it so easy. All I need to do is that I go and type. I just click, then the thing goes to them. Someone is thinking I've spent some time to type all those long things. They've made things so easy for us. Let's learn those things so that when the people come into the team, we have big things, we can leverage on it. My team wonders how come every morning, that is one thing I do. Every morning, I'll say hello to each of them. Some people for months they don't respond, and they keep wondering how come I keep doing it. I just believe that one day something will awaken them. That
Mhm.
is what I do. And it's because of all these tools that have been made available to us in this business. Let's get close to those who are successful and learn from them. Because where would you get it from? My workplace, no one will call you and sit you down that let me coach you to become better. No, even if you're approaching them, they won't even they want to hide. How much more? But this is an industry that is willing, and it's not only business, even in other parts of our lives. We leverage on everyone to be able to get so much from them. So let's use it. We are in the space. Let's use it to make ourselves better. And as we become better, we become more attractive to people to come to us. Before you realize your business is blossoming like something.
Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Great leadership. Great nuggets here, folks. And I know that Anonam has their own presentations and trainings. I know Dr. Kiwi, I know you work with him too. So we want to thank you, folks. It's right now 12:41 a.m. in the morning in Accra, Ghana. So she stayed up for us. And Onam, thank you so much for taking the time. Really, really appreciate it. Tammy and I absolutely love you. And thank you for giving us the honor of your presence.
Yeah, we
Thank you.
can't wait to come back to Ghana. We're going to celebrate big time.
We are expecting you.
I know we're going to have so much fun. So if you guys like tonight's session, please make sure that you smash the like button and share comments. And the more people that are looking at the channel, we just give lots of credibility to the company. So yeah, make sure that all of you are doing that. And I love what you're sharing in UNAM. It's all about support and being there for people, because you never know what they're thinking or where they're at, and you give that phone call, unexpected message, and it makes people feel important, and you're really good at that. You make people feel important. We really appreciate you a lot. Thank you.
Thank you.
So
Thank
listen,
you.
and we're going to let you go. I know it's quite late for you here, and we'll let you to go back to your family and go to sleep. Have a great, great night. Thank you for being here.
Thank you. Thank you.
So
Thank you.
So, folks, you heard it. This is our presentation, and every week we'll try to bring in new guests to share their experience with you, so you can learn from some of the folks doing well. And Ray, again, your question is, what's the difference between Google and other clouds? Here's the thing: we offer three times the space compared to what they offer, and you can also back up any devices. It doesn't matter if it's an Apple device or well, PC, Windows. I know what it is. I got a blank here tonight. And or if it's an iPhone, an Android, whatever, everything it can back up. And the other thing too is it provides you an opportunity. There is no clouds right now in the world that provide you an income opportunity, folks. And some of us are doing very, very well. I hope, Ray, that helps you. We can't go any further than that because it is a presentation this evening, not so much of a training. But thank you so much for all of you that attended. These presentations are wonderful. It helped Tammy and I getting started. Now we're paying it forward. And on Friday at 11 o'clock Eastern time, we also present, we go into a little bit more details. We show a bit of a demo of the back end on how it works in the storage and the cloud, and show you how we organize everything else. So feel free to join us on Friday. And that's at 11 o'clock Eastern time on a different channel. You can find us into our Telegram groups and everything else. So everybody have yourself a wonderful evening. Thank you very much for attending. And thank you for your generous, wonderful feedback for this evening. Have a good one. Bye for now.
Have a great night.